is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Back with some more Resident Evil 4 Remake Separate Ways gameplay for you. And today, I'll be honest, I'm a little ticked off a little bit. Not mad, but just a little bothered by something. Just from the fact that I was actually planning on doing a video completely unknown to Resident Evil. Because I just got done completing a brand new survival horror game that I really enjoyed. And I really want to talk about my love for and how much I enjoy it and how much I really recommend playing it. I'll let you think about what that could be. But unfortunately, I'm going to put that back a few days because as soon as I wake up, yep, you guessed it, more Resident Evil rumors, information, stuff like that from everyone's favorite, Dust Golem, who's definitely been in the news more times than lately this past month. And trust me, after this array of information, we're just going to be questioning what is going on anymore, because it's so back and forth, and it's kind of getting really annoying to a lot of people. It's getting annoying to me personally. Honestly, I think it might be just better not to say anything at this point, because once again, after I give you this information that just he wrote down on social media, it's going to make you wonder, what is this, like, guy just messing with us, is BS. And it's hard to really not say he isn't at this point. I don't personally think he is, but I just feel like he needs to learn. Sometimes it's best not to say anything and maybe just choose your words a little bit more carefully. But here is the latest array of Resident Evil, and once again, we're going to be going back and forth. So basically, a lot of people have been expecting that Resident Evil 9 might have a reveal at the summer festival or something in the summer at this point. Well, he basically says curb your enthusiasm there, because basically he says that he basically believes that Resident Evil 9, its announcement, has been pushed further back, and that he does apologize for the back and forth of this. And I think that's where a lot of people are getting really annoyed, because you remember about a few weeks ago he was saying that, yeah, it was eternally delayed, and a week after that he said, oh no, it's coming right on schedule. And then now, the announcement is more delayed, and he's basically giving a late 2025, early 2026 release date. And once again, it is what it is, but it just goes back to the whole, people are just tired. And like in a span of a month, we've gone back and forth, multiple directions. It's just like, a lot of people are always going to be now skeptical of you, because it's just like, and maybe you were really genuine in it. Let's just say for argument's sake, you were genuine in your information. You just got to be smart in what you say and how you do it. And if you're really not sure, maybe it's best to really emphasize, hey, I really don't know. Maybe I've heard certain things, but I can't say with a grain of salt. A lot of people are just kind of, I guess, believe that, hey, this is going to be true, and then you change your mind, and then you rechange it. It gets really, really, really annoying. But ironic enough, this was not even the most, I guess, interesting part of the whole thing. So it is what it is. But another thing, and I've heard him say this past week too, is that all the Resident Evil 1 remake, I should say, information we've heard, he claims it is all BS, that he's never believed that, he hasn't heard of anything like that, and that it's not been in development as far as he knows. Which, once again, we're just going to get to this point where we're going to have, like, so many different sides of so many games, it's just hard to know what to believe in anymore. He also claims that Resident Evil 5 is not actively in development now either. Now, what is actively in development? Was it in development before? Was it just not done? Who knows? But now we're getting to the point where a lot of things just aren't in development and coming out, because let's just be honest, we don't have a particular release date for any Resident Evil that we know of that's going to come right after this. So is 2024, which I believe probably will not have another Resident Evil game, is 2025 even going to have a Resident Evil game? I'd be kind of shocked if it didn't. But now we get to probably the most interesting part of this whole thing, because ironically enough, I was thinking about making a video of one of these two games he brought up, just because it seems like it's going to be the one that got forgotten the way it's going on. But there are two Resident Evil games that are currently in development, he claims, and basically one of them, and they're both remakes, just to let you know, one of them is Resident Evil Code Veronica, which, as I said, people have been asking for that for a while, and I've been wondering if it's even going to be something that's ever going to be a thing. It seems like it's something they just want to forget and pretend doesn't exist. But the other one is the one I was going to make the video on, because it seemed like that was going to be forgotten the way I was looking at it. And that is Resident Evil 0. Now, I'll be perfectly honest. This just sounds all over the place. I don't necessarily think the person is lying or making it up. I feel like what they need to understand is, yeah, I believe they hear things, but we hear a lot of things, guys. We hear a lot of things on the internet. We hear a lot of things from so-called sources or information from companies. I just feel like, and I'm just trying to be nice for nice sake. If you really think you hear stuff and you really think you know stuff, make sure you can just about 100% confirm it, because when you keep going back and forth and then you keep going over all this information, because let's be honest, no one was talking about Resident Evil 0, and that wasn't even a thought in mind. It seemed like that was just going to get forgotten, and now apparently that's in development, and so is Code Veronica, even though we've based her next to nothing. I'm not saying they aren't, but it's just like we've gone all over the place. I just feel like there needs to be, I don't know, some, what's the word, consistency in all this. Because a lot of us are just tired of it's going over it. Because next time we hear some rumors, they're going to be going, well, you know what? The things I've heard about Zero and Code Veronica, you know, they're actually not true anymore. And now Outbreak's the one that's going to get the remake development treatment or something like that. So it's kind of getting to that vibe too. It's kind of funny in a way. Honestly, we could have a whole series, internet live series, just talking about all the rumors and how they change every week. It's like watching something, an episode of the early Monday Night Wars of wrestling or something. Who knows what they're going to have go down. But yeah, it's just weird when you think about it. Like, yeah, you hear all the information about Resident Evil 1 Remake, and now that, apparently, according to him, that's BS. And now Zero and Code Veronica have been in development. My question is, why? Not that I'm saying I don't want them. I'd be interested to see what they can do with them. But it's just, am I like the only one who thinks this way? If you were going to do Zero and Code Veronica, you should have done them around the time you did 2 and 3. Because now that you've done Resident Evil 4, now you want us to go way back in time again? It's just the timing of it just seems all over the place. If this is to be believed true, because once again, I know a lot of people are saying, well, why are we going to believe this guy? He's all over the place, and he is, unfortunately. He's not doing himself any favors, and I do believe he is right to an extent, but what that extent is, who knows? But at the end of the day, this isn't doing the fans any justice, all this back and forth, and I feel like now we got like 5 different people giving 5 different votes of information. Resident Evil 0, would I like to see it remake if this is to be believed true? I wouldn't have a problem with it, because once again, it's one of those titles, it's very similar to Code Veronica in the sense that I feel like it's like one of those weird titles that doesn't get a lot of like talk about. I think Capcom does its best to seemingly just forget about it and move on from it, because it's like all the things that happen from these games, they're rarely talked about, they're forgotten, and they just want to move on. So it'll be interesting to see. And on top of the fact that it was the earliest game to have that, I guess, I know it wasn't cooperative, but you know, that 2-player system they worked, as well as with the no item box, and that was really interesting decision at the time. And I'm wondering what they can do for a remake and how they could do that. And on top of that, it would just be interesting where they're going to go with it. Obviously, Code Veronica, probably the most requested remake of the Resident Evil things, but with Zero, it's just funny, because I was going to make a video talking about, like, yeah, this seems like they just want to forget Resident Evil 0. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to associate with it. But here we are with, you know, more Dust Golem leaks. And once again, guys, I understand people just want to be like, man, I just don't care anymore. I just don't want to listen anymore. Because I get it, and I 100% agree. It's tiresome to hear so many different directions of information, and then it changes every week. It's like every week, it's like one of those episodes of the Monday Night Wars. Every week is a different story, and it changes, goes back and forth. But you've heard my opinion. I want to hear your guys' opinion. Are you just sick and tired of hearing all this information? You wish that, you know, hey, just come out with something that's going to be 100% true and reveals something. What will be revealed at the Summer Games Festival, if anything? Let me know down in the comment section down below. But thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Hopefully I can see you guys back in the next one. Thanks, and I'll see you all later. Peace.